Chalo, sir. So again, very good evening to everyone, and I hope I'm audible as well as visible to everybody. Right? So, with that being said, let us start with the session for today. Now, it's a very simple and short session, just like what we did in the last week as well. So, we will discuss, we are taking one chapter at a time and discussing what happened in previous years in SSC CGL. So I've taken this as our reference exam. So if you're someone who is just about to start, or you have just started your preparation for 2026 SSC CGL 2026, so you can have an idea of which subtopics to prepare. So we are kind of deeply analyzing each and every topic, sir. We are deep diving into topics. Now today's topic will be time and work. Last week we have done this on profit and loss. We have discussed profit and loss. So this week we will discuss time and work. Now, before we even start, or I even start, let's just say this. Last 5 years, if you look in prelims from time and work, out of 25 questions, you can expect anywhere between 1 to 2 questions on an average. Most of the time you get one question. Now there are certain shifts where you have had two questions. Now, if you include pipe and cistern as well, pipe and cistern is a sister chapter of this particular or chapter, that is time and work. If you include this one as well, then you can increase this number by 1. You can also sometimes get another question from pipe and cistern as well. Sai, very good evening, brother. Very good evening. Right? So you can expect almost 2 to 3 questions if you include pipe and cistern as well. Now in mains, the number of questions in case of tier 2 or mains, this number of questions is generally 2. Generally, you can expect 2 questions that you can get from time and work. Right? So that means what I'm trying to say by giving you the number of questions on an average, he said this is a very important chapter. This is most definitely a very important chapter. You should prepare for it very well. And it's a big chapter, sir. Conceptually, as well as if you take all the small little things, it is considered one of the biggest chapters. Right? So now, what are all the things that we need to prepare? So let's understand that. Let us understand that, sir. So these are the most important 10 topics that I have mentioned here. These are most important 10 topics, sir. Okay, that I have mentioned over here, which we'll discuss one by one. Dark Rager, okay, unique name. I don't know your name. So again, good evening, good evening. Right? So again, this is video. No, this is for CGL examination. This is for CGL examination. This is now again the same will be for CHSL, brother. CGL, you see, CGL I have taken as the reference. The same is for CHSL, for NTPC, for MTS. So all the exams, because you see, once you are preparing, you are not preparing only for CGL. You will give NTPC, you will give MTS, you will give CHSL, all these exams, right? So this is kind of so these are the top 10 most important topics of the chapter time and work that you need to prepare. Now, let's analyze one by one. Let's analyze one by one. So first, you need to understand the basic efficiency-based questions. Now, few love to do it in LCM method. This is also called LCM method questions, or as I generally like to do it, using the ratio technique. So the same thing, everything is the same, right? There also we generally do the LCM only. So ratio or efficiency, whatever, this is the basic. This is the basic of the chapter, the basic concept, right? Is this live on foundation batch too, sir? No, the like I don't know your name. This is just an analysis. We will do all these things in foundation. We are going to do all these things in foundation batch when this chapter comes along. So this is just kind of a deep dive, deep analysis of the topics. Will not solve questions today. Like a few questions on these will solve in tomorrow's session. But again, this is today I'm discussing all you need to understand, all you need to do. Like whether you are preparing with me, whether you are preparing with somebody else in some other institution, everything works. That is not something I'm telling you, you only prepare with me. I'm saying whatever you are doing, wherever you are preparing for, focus on these 10 topics. If you are also doing self-study, that also works. Focus on these 10 topics primarily. If like the ones, the day you can say, sir, I am okay. You ask me any question from these 10 subtopics of time and work, I can give you any like answer in 30, 40, at max 1 minute, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or at max 1 minute. You can say, yes, your time and work chapter is ready. Until that day, you need to practice, you need to understand. Like what I'm trying to say here. Right? Now, coming back to this. So first, so efficiency based questions, this is also known as the LCM method questions. Most of you will know this by this way. And another is the MDH concept. MDH concept, this is also known as the total work concept. Total work method or total work concept. This is also MDH stands for total. M is number of man, D is number of days, H is number of hours. MDH is not a masala. Okay, so MDH is number of man into D number of days into H number of hours per day. So this is involves, you see, involves men, days and work to calculate work done. So this is total work you need to calculate. You will get this type of questions. So where they will say 15 men can do this work in 10 days, working 8 hours a day. How many men can do, or how many men can do this if they work for 10 days, working 6 hours a day? So those type of questions can be done using this. Now there is a modified technique of that where they will vary the work as well. So the modified formula actually becomes M1 D1 H1 by W1 is equal to M2 D2 H2 by W2, sir. Again, I don't really use this formula. I generally like ask you guys to do it conceptually rather than going for formulas. But again, if somebody is like, oh, wants formula, this is the formula, right? Chalo, Sai, don't, please don't. Now, next one, sir. Now, in LCM method only, you have different types of questions. So this was basic. Now, new person joins. This is another very popular type. So A and B started the work together. Then C joins after 4 days or 5 days, certain. So these type of questions are also very, very, very important and very regularly asked. One person, if like that is important, then this is also important. Now one person leaves. Now the person can leave in two different ways. Very important to understand. Leave from start, leave from the end as well. That's very important. Now leave from start is more common and this is very easy to do. Like it can be done with using the story. Leave from end, this is a little typical. This is a little typical. Generally, you can consider this to be a little too moderate to difficult level. Now, there are two ways. Some likes to do it using a simple equation. And there is another shortcut as well, which I'll discuss in the foundation batches. I generally discuss both the methods, the equation one and definitely like without the equation, the shortcut as well. That is also conceptual shortcuts, not a formula-based shortcuts, like shortcut. Now again, then comes the most repeated type almost, especially for tier 2, that is alternate concept. Now alternate concept means, sir, they can ask, sir, sometimes assist type question. Somebody is assisting on an alternate basis. Somebody is assisting on non-alternate every 2 days, let's say. Every 2 days or every 3 days, like that. So they can give you. So in these situations, you always need to make packets. So how to make those packets and how to like kind of interpret the data, we will discuss in the foundation batch. And couple of these things I'll do tomorrow as well. Couple of questions from here. So for those who are not part of the foundation batch, for them. Now, then comes these two part. These two are kind of very similar to this total work concept. We will use total work concept here. See what I've written: odd woman and woman. So men or women, men and like women. Now again, this is considered to be easy and this is considered to be a moderate. Why? Because in the and part, the calculation will be a little more than the or thing. In or, the calculation is very simple. The concept is also very simple. Again, we'll do both. Both are similarly important, like equally important. Sir. This comes more often in prelims, sometimes and also comes in prelims, and like in mains or generally doesn't come. Mostly we get and questions if we get, right? With that being said, next is this: many people like consider this to be a separate chapter, including me. I take separate session on foundation batch on this subtopic itself, that is work and wage. So this is based on a simple concept that wage is always distributed according to their efficiency. But again, what the problem will be, you see, let's say there three persons are working, A, B, and C. All three of them will not work for the same amount of days. So you have to kind of do entire time and work. Then only you will get to decide who gets how much wage. So that this is a very typical concept. Again, a little bit on the moderate side. Many people have a little problem while understanding this chapter. So you have to kind of put a little special focus while doing this. Now another thing, this is also I might have written in last, but this is also something that is considered to be easy to moderate. Fraction of work left. This is also, they will say, they will give you a story and last May they will say, let's say they have worked for 10 days only, some part of the work is left, and they will ask you what is the fraction of the work that is left. So these type of questions are also very, very, very common, sir. Right? So these are the 10 most important types of questions that I feel you or every aspirant, every student who is preparing or thinking about even preparing should have clear-cut idea. All these 10 types. If you have this idea, you see why I'm doing these things, why every week I'm kind of breaking apart a chapter. You can like just write these down in your notebooks, or I'll like these PDFs are completely downloadable from our app, so anybody can download these class notes. So please download this if you can. Otherwise, and after downloading also, I'll suggest write these down as a content roadmap of each and every chapter. It will help you while preparing, and most importantly, it will help you while revisioning. So what do you need to revision? Let's say your the whole chapter is done. The exam is let's say a month after. It's now say 13th of November. The next exam is let's say 13th of December. Say for example, next year I'm talking about. So what do you need to revise? So time and work, say you need to revise, you need to solve. So let's say 5 questions each for all the 10 types. So 50 questions you got. You solve these 50 questions, khatam, move on to the next chapter. So this is how you should revise when you have this. So this is your entire thing in a nutshell. Entire topic, entire time and work chapter in a nutshell. So if you can understand this, if you kind of prepare this in such a manner that you have 100% confidence, ki ask me anything from these 10 topics, I'll be able to answer, then your preparation for this chapter, time and work, is done. This should be how you prepare. Now this is just an example. We did the same thing for profit loss in the last week. Today, like this week, I did it for time and work. So tomorrow what we'll do? Tomorrow I'll take a few questions from these 10 topics. Don't worry, I'll kind of tell you while solving questions. This question is from this subtopic. I'll tell you. Don't worry. And we'll solve a few questions from here to understand and definitely kind of gain some confidence. And like for those who are our students, so we'll have an extensive preparation, like a significant number of classes only on this chapter, all these 10 topics, more than these 10 topics actually. We'll do some miscellaneous questions here and there as well, alongside these. So, having said that, this was a very short little session on this analysis. So let's stay tuned for tomorrow's session where we'll solve questions based on this. PYQs only will solve. So tomorrow again at 5 p.m. Let me just write it. Tomorrow, today's date. आज का डेट क्या है? 13th ना, ठीक है. So tomorrow, that is 14th of November. So that is Friday. 5 p.m. we will solve PYQs based on this, and you will have an idea what difficulty level, what type of questions you can expect in your CGL or NTPC or CHSL examinations. So again, we will mostly take CGL as the kind of the reference exam for the for this discussion. Why? Because that's the most standard exam out of all. So most of the students are focused towards that. And I feel if like everybody should focus towards CGL as well, because that's the most standard out of all the examination, right? Having said that, thank you so much everyone for joining. If you have loved the session, please do hit that like, and if you have any feedback, any queries, anything at all, like feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply to your comments. Okay, so having said that, thank you so much. I will again see you guys next week. Tomorrow. Tomorrow only. Then again next week. So tomorrow. Till then, please take care and bye bye from my end. Thank you so much, sir. Everybody, thank you.